Once upon a time, Matthew Perry was one of television's biggest stars. Making his name playing the sarcastic Chandler Bing on Friends won Perry countless fans the whole world over. However, while Perry was making a name for himself and a lot of money, he was battling a dark addiction. Alcohol and prescription drugs were taking their toll on the actor's mental and physical health. From his pill-popping addiction through to several trips to rehab, Perry's life has never been easy. Let's take a look at the ugly truth about Matthew Perry. Matthew Perry has a part of his finger missing. Perry, who spent much of his childhood in Canada after his parents got divorced around the time of his first birthday, lost the tip of his finger when his grandfather accidentally closed a car door on it. Perry sat with the writers of Friends. Matthew Perry is said to have been so funny in Friends, contributing many of his own lines, that he was the only one of the 6 lead characters who was allowed to sit with the writing team during pre-production. A jet skiing accident started the downward spiral. In 1997, a jet ski accident led to Perry getting prescribed the painkiller Vicodin. His doctors gave him the powerful opioid-based painkiller. The tablets helped with the pain, but also caused him to become addicted to prescription pain meds. But that wasn't all. Perry's drinking had started to get worse too. Before he found international fame in Friends, Perry already had problems with alcohol. But the trappings and problems that go along with fame had also sucked him in, and his drinking became an even bigger problem than it ever was. Perry went to rehab several times. Matthew didn't have the Vicodin addiction before very long, before he realized he had a problem and sought help. In '97, he spent 28 days at the Hazelden Foundation Rehab Center in Minnesota. Perry would describe going through addiction as being the scariest thing that ever happened to him. However, his problems with drinking and drugs didn't end there. They would go on to plague him for many more years. Perry suffered from pancreatitis. Sometime after his first trip to rehab, Perry found himself back in the throes of addiction once more, and he developed pancreatitis, a condition brought on by his abuse of alcohol and prescription drugs. Acute pancreatitis is a condition where the pancreas becomes inflamed or swollen over a short period of time. A combination of a poor diet and heavy drinking had left him very ill, and the Friends star lost 20 pounds during his 2 weeks in the hospital. Perry crashed his Porsche into a house. Not long after Perry was discharged from the hospital, he crashed his Porsche into an empty house. Luckily for him, he was left uninjured. Perry was on his way to visit his father outside LA when he turned a corner on a narrow street and swerved to avoid a courier van in the middle of the road. His car ended up crashing into a porch. There was no sign of any drinking or drugs in his system at the time of the crash. Hey, if you're enjoying this video so far, be sure to like it and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And keep watching for more curious facts about Matthew Perry. Perry can't remember 3 years of Friends. Friends is one of the most quoted TV shows ever, but one of its stars can't remember an entire 3 years of working on it. Everything from season 3 to 6 was forgotten by Matthew Perry as his addiction consumed him. But Perry didn't ever drink or abuse drugs while on set. He described his time on set as being painfully hungover. He became an advocate for others recovering from addiction. Perry made a 3rd trip to rehab in 2011. He hadn't relapsed this time, he was just being proactive. He took a month of his life to focus on his sobriety. After this, Perry became an advocate for those recovering from addiction. He spoke with lawmakers to help find solutions for dealing with addiction. Perry turned his home into a rehab facility. Perry's work helping others with addiction didn't stop at just speaking with lawmakers. He took a bigger step by opening his former home as a rehab facility in 2013. Perry's house was a place for men looking for a 12-step sobriety program with meditation. His 4-bedroom Malibu home was used to help other people. He partnered with Earl Hightower, an interventionist and addiction specialist, and the two helped many addicts, most of whom Perry never met. Obama gave Perry an award. In 2013, President Obama gave Perry the Champion of Recovery Award. The awards didn't end there. In 2015, Perry also got the Phoenix Rising Award by the Phoenix House Rehab Facility. Perry sold his rehab facility. All good things come to an end, and after 2 years of success, Perry sold his rehab facility, Perry's House. There had been financial bumps in the road in 2015, and Perry decided to cut his losses and sell the house for $10.65 million. According to Perry, the business had just proven to be too expensive to run, and it wasn't really working. He still plans to run a facility to help alcoholics. He's believed to be looking at setting something up in either Studio City or Santa Monica, but he has yet to formally announce the opening. Perry once beat up Justin Trudeau. That's right, Matthew Perry once had a fight with Justin Trudeau and beat him up. This is, of course, going back a few years. It goes way back to when Perry was a 5th grader in Canada. Perry and his friend, Chris Murray, both teamed up to beat up future Prime Minister Trudeau because he was better at sports than they were. That said, Perry did used to rank nationally for junior tennis. Perry has since said that Trudeau was probably the only kid in school he could beat up, claiming he didn't want to do it. After Perry told his tale on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Trudeau challenged him to a rematch. It would seem Perry has wised up somewhat since 5th grade and declined, pointing out Trudeau has an army at his disposal these days. Nobody told Perry The Odd Couple was axed. In April 2017, Perry tweeted that his face on The Odd Couple stage door had been painted over with green paint, and it was safe to assume they'd been canceled. He literally revealed to his fans finding out about the sitcom's run in real time. This may all seem like a horrible way to find out your show has been canned. However, when you dig a little deeper, it seems Perry was either very naive or was being deceptive. His co-star, Thomas Lennon, had already spoken to Cinema Blend a month previously, saying they would have all liked the numbers to be better, and if The Odd Couple was to come back, nobody would be more surprised than him. Then there was a report from TV Line in November of 2016 saying that CBS had opted not to order the additional back 9 episodes for the 3rd season of the show. The clues were right there for Perry to read. It does appear he was playing up the unsuspecting victim role a little bit, although they could have had the courtesy to tell him to his face. A porn star once claimed Perry asked her to score him some drugs. In 2017, Perry's claims of sobriety were put into question when a porn star told British newspaper The Daily Mail that Perry had hit her up for drugs. Adult entertainment star Maddie O'Reilly claims to have hooked up with Perry in the past at his home in the Hollywood Hills. She claims Perry went on to text her asking if she had a contact that could score him 40 or 50 Vicodins. Perry never responded to the allegation, and he was probably right not to. O'Reilly supposedly claims the whole exchange started on an Instagram account that was unverified. There's a distinct chance O'Reilly might have been being catfished. Perry continues to help others. Even though his personal life has been filled with great many ups and downs, Matthew still continues to live with purpose. He believes that since he started trying to help people, his life has more meaning. So, what do you think of Matthew Perry? Witty but troubled genius, or a hero who turned his life around? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to Facts First for more. Hit the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content.